Are you ready?
What are we talking about?
We're going to start off with 100 miles on a bike.
Okay. I mean, that wasn't very hard, but we'll talk about it. I'm
I
just joking.
mean, we're already here, so go for it.
Oh, are we starting?
Yeah, so I'm already recording.
You're funny. Okay, so I've been cycling since like January. Okay, I mean not nothing too serious, but I go to Riston Bike Mart. I kind of do a couple group rides on the weekends and stuff. But since quarantine start, I had kind of a little bit before too. I'd go to White Rock and I'd just like do a lap or two, and it's like 10 miles. Um, So yeah, I've been doing that for a bit, and I finally decided after my previous record was just beating 20 miles per hour that I was gonna try and do 100, and it was miserable. Like, so I show up at 6:30 a.m. probably.
A White Rock?
Yeah, White Rock. Um, and I get on my bike, and I
You
had
might
like
want to get closer.
sorry,
Yeah.
I had like 6 or 7 snacks with me, like granola bars. I had a banana, some craisins, a couple other good things. I gotta stay keep
Yeah.
energized.
Yeah.
Uh, and as soon as I finished the first lap around White Rock, I was like, "This is gonna blow. Like this is going to be absolutely miserable." And I started up the Creek Trail, cause it's White Rock's 10 miles, but you can do the Creek Trail too, which is like 18 down
10
and
miles
back.
around?
Yep.
Mm.
Um, and then there's another auxiliary trail. I think it's called Santa Fe Trail. It's like 10 miles if I do there and back. So I would do the loop around White Rock. Then I go up the creek, back down the creek, do another lap, up the creek, down the creek, lap. Rinse and repeat. Uh, and I got to around mile 70, and I'm sitting on my bike, and I'm just like, you know, you could be done right now. You don't have to go any further as I'm passing my car. You could park your bike and say, you know what, 70 is an accomplishment. And then go home, go to sleep.
Nope.
No, because and then I told myself, like, look, if you want to do 100 again, you have to get to this suck point again. And I was not about to do that.
Mm.
So I did the 100. Yeah.
Oh, I was expecting something else. Like, I did the 100 and
And,
the end.
well, no, it was more, let's talk about the last 10 miles. Let's do that. Because everything before that, I can kind of remember. Like, it wasn't super eventful. Like, I dropped my banana, which was pretty sad.
Damn.
No, that was my first snack, too. I was like 15 miles in. I was like, you know what? It's time to eat my banana. I have eaten things on my bike before, but I
How
was
do you do
unpeeling
that?
it. It's easy. Like, so pretty much, it's not super easy with a banana, but like other things like a granola bar, I'll just keep one hand on the bar, then I'll pinch and I'll pull like just normal. Or
Mm.
if it's a bit harder, I can no hands and kind of do it real quick, and then just after I've opened it, put my hand back down or something. But
Where do you keep the snacks?
my back pocket, but it's
Oh.
like your cycling back pocket, which is on your back.
Oh.
So you have three pockets on your back. Uh, Typically, I'll put like my water bottle in the middle one, and then phone and keys on my left, and then snacks on my right.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you got a little setup. You got to go at least like when you're going like 40 plus miles, you'll get tired around mile 20, and I don't want to. It's called hitting a wall. If you go for a while, you run out of energy, and then you just like you want to collapse. Like your legs don't want to move, and it's because really, like if you're not experienced running and you run a mile and something like that, it's gonna be hard. Like it's high impact, like not easy. But cycling, it's pretty easy. Like it's low impact. You can move for a really long time. It'll get your heart rate up, but it's like completely different. So the thing is, you get tired like from sprinting, but if you're just like keeping a decent pace, like you don't get super tired until you bonk. So that's why I have the snacks. That's why I brought them with me on my 100. Um, Anyways, back to the banana. I was riding, and start peeling my banana. I take a bite. I'm like, it's a good banana. I'd peel a little more, and like the entire thing just flopped out of my hands while I'm going. I'd like turn behind me. I'm like, no, like it was really depressing. That was one of my snacks I was looking forward to.
Did he go back and pick it up?
No, I mean, I felt a little bad because it's it's a trail. Other people are using it too, and like up ahead there were some other cyclists or like runners or something. They're gonna see me holding this banana peel riding by them. They're gonna walk up right to this whole ass banana on the ground like oh, we know who did this. Anyways, I ended up finishing the Creek Trail and I was like, dang, I'm kind of tired. Like I've done 25ish miles now, so I ate another one of my snacks I was planning to save for later. Excuse me. So yeah, had another snack every about 15, 20 miles, something like that, just to stay energized. And the last 10, I'm all out of snacks.
Damn.
And I feel like the wall coming, and my phone's almost dead, and my bike's making a weird sound in the back, so I'm feeling like the bike's gonna break, or I'm gonna crash, or I'm gonna crash and my bike's gonna break, and my phone will be dead, and I'll have no one, like I'll be stranded on the trail. Luckily, my phone died like 30 seconds after I hit the finish button on Strava. So, because that was another thing I was scared of. I was scared that I was gonna like record my entire ride, and then it wouldn't save because my phone died.
Damn. That would be tragic.
That would be absolutely tragic. I probably would have cried. No, I definitely would have cried.
Yeah, no shit.
Like, do 100 miles and have nothing to prove for it. Like, what's the point?
There really is no point. But how do you plan those? How do you plan such a long journey?
Well, it's really, you got to be prepared for it. Like, you can't just like second week of bike riding unless you're like some crazy fit endurance runner who's already doing like marathons and stuff like that. Just hop on a bike and be like, all right, time to do 100 miles. Kind of have to work up to it. Like I've done a 50. I've done a metric century, which is like 60, a little over 60 miles. And Imperial Century obviously is 100, so that was the next like step in, maybe call it like being a good cyclist, like really being into it like your hobby. So kind of just build up to it. You gotta make sure you stay hydrated like a couple days before, so drinking lots of water and having plenty of snacks. I mean, other than that, there's not a whole lot of things you gotta do to prepare. Just,
Just like build up to it, basically.
yeah, probably add taking care of your bike to that, because I did not, and I was really stressed out that my bike was gonna break when I was finishing up. So,
You should have gone somewhere else. Like, you might as well explore it. It's 100 miles.
yeah, I agree. Except Dallas is not biker friendly. Like, there's not very many places around here that are like super good to like ride on the street. Because although like I'm going, around 20 miles per hour, everyone else is going 40. They don't care. I mean, obviously they're not gonna go out of their way to hit me, but it's like some dude going 20 miles per hour slower than you, and they're way smaller than you, and on a 25 millimeter base, it's the size of my tire, it's way more dangerous. Like White Rock, it's trails and streets, so you can ride on the street, but it's very cyclist friendly because it's residential one.
Yeah.
But it's also, there's tons of other cyclists there, so if something does happen to you, there's people there to help you. I do want to like venture out and kind of ride on the like other streets more. I mean, I have before. It's just going to White Rock's nice. It's a good environment. Like, it's pretty, I mean, not a lot of construction, other cyclists around. So there's just, I don't really have a whole lot of reason to like go out more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, like in Europe, it's like completely different.
That's something else.
Like there's tons of cyclists over there, and the roads are very different. Like it's like the areas where it's more hilly and stuff. I mean, we don't have a whole lot of like green pastures and hills and stuff around here in Dallas. Like maybe if you go like over Denton and stuff, except if I'm gonna go up there, I have to take the highway. If I'm taking the highway, I'm not riding my bike on the highway.
Nope. But yeah, it's definitely different with Europe, just because the way their cities were designed to be. Like their designs, like the cities are thousands of years old.
Dude, I want to go to Europe so bad and ride my bike there. It's like it's not.
Yeah,
even funny.
dude, go to Amsterdam. Like I mentioned it on the podcast how people ride around like smoking down a blunt on their bike. Yeah, that's Amsterdam for you. They're everywhere.
Yeah, but I don't smoke.
Yeah,
I'll still ride my bike.
I mean, I'm just saying it's an option.
Maybe someday I'll go there. I don't know though. I mean, right now I'm.
You have to get close again.
Hmm?
You have to get close.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not very good at this.
You're good. What were you saying?
Oh, with Europe, I just don't have very much money. Like I want to go there, but that's probably gonna be later down the line. I do want to buy a new bike though. That's kind of what I'm saving up for right now. I have a 2011 Specialized Ales Competition, but it's a 54 centimeter frame, which is way too small for me. Like I make it work. Like I put a longer stem on it. I have the seat up really high, but I could be a lot more comfortable on a bigger bike, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saving for it's called a Specialized Tarmac SL7. It's pink. It's super cool. It's like $5,000 though.
Ooh.
It's made of carbon fiber.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
So hopefully I'll be able to get it before the end of the year. I also want to buy a TT bike, which is it's called Time Trial Bike. So pretty much, if you look at a normal road bike, they're drop bars. So it's like a U on a stick. Kind of get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
With a TT bike, your arms are out in front of you in an arrow position, kind of like sticks.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you mean.
There's a pretty nice one at Richmond Bike Mart right now for a pretty good deal. I'm gonna try and get it next paycheck.
Next paycheck, nice.
Yeah, next paycheck.
So what got you into cycling?
Well, I've had my bike for maybe 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought like the road bikes were kind of cool, like go pretty quick. I mean, mountain bike it's hard to go really fast on.
Yeah.
But road bike it's completely different. And had it for a couple of years, but I never really got like serious into it. And then back in like November 2019, I signed up for a triathlon that was supposed to happen in April. Obviously didn't because of COVID, but so I started riding a little bit, and then I got a bike rack for Christmas, so that really helped out, and that's when I started going to the group rides and stuff. And it's really helped me like with my weight loss journey too, because it's something I learned I really enjoyed doing. Like it gives you a lot of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not hard. Like anybody can learn how to ride a bike. So, you know, after riding for a little bit, I got a little more serious. Got the clip shoes, which by the way, this still makes no sense. You clip your feet in, but they're called clipless pedals. Isn't that funny? So I just kind of kept doing it, and it's like my thing now. I mean, I don't know what else really. It's like why or anything I got into it. It was just like it was accessible.
Yeah.
And you know, I like going fast.
Yeah. That's definitely Like I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a hobby. Like of course it makes you stay active.
Right.
Like
Well, and you look at all those guys who are like professional cyclists, and they're yoked. Like, well, maybe not yoked, but they're shredded.
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like they
Hell
look
yeah,
really
dude.
good, and like I might not aspire to be a professional cyclist, but like, obviously you want to look like them. They look good on their bike. Like,
Their legs.
dude, their freaking
They're
legs.
fucking. That sounded really weird.
hmm
Like,
Oh,
dude, they're.
also, I watched the Lance Armstrong documentary, the 30 for 31, and that also like kind of got me into it more. I know a lot of people don't like Lance Armstrong because, he lied like
Yeah,
really
I
big
was I
time.
was about to ask you about him, but go on.
But I think Lance Armstrong's pretty cool. Like he still beat cancer,
Yeah,
And he still won 7 Tour de France, which is no easy feat. Like that's still really hard, and everybody else was doping too.
yeah,
So like,
that's kind of what I think. 'Cause there's a certain limit that the human body can go,
hmm
and just like literally riding around a country and like the amount of whatever days they do it,
hmm it's ridiculous.
there's there's no way human body can go that long, or I don't believe without
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 drugs.
some sort of enhancement.
Yeah, well, it's a shame that he got them all taken away from him, even though everyone else was also doing drugs. Because I guarantee you, without drugs, he wouldn't have won. Somebody else
Yeah,
who was drugged up would have done
yeah,
way better. But, um, yeah, cycling's a lot cleaner now. Those guys supposedly don't do drugs. I mean, yeah, it's crazy that they're able to do that still. But, like, they'll go crazy distances.
they have to be on something. They have to be on
Hey,
something.
they're just built different.
No, no, they're definitely on something. There's no way a sober human being can go that long.
High on life.
Exactly. Just like pop a few shrooms in, you'll damn, you just dropped. Gonna break something over there.
Well, I'm sure. I'm sure they're like loving what they're doing too. But
Oh
it's
hell
it's
yeah.
it's bound to be hard.
Mhm.
But imagine getting paid to ride a freaking bike.
True.
Maybe
I mean,
someday.
you really say that about any like
Yeah,
professional
yeah, you're
job.
right.
It's like,
You're right.
damn.
But like, if you think about like riding a bike, you can either get your little cruiser bike and just kind of like putter around Farmers Branch or something like that.
Mhm.
And then there's like these guys who are going 25 miles per hour, that like miles and miles across France and hitting freaking 70 miles per hour on some descents and stuff like that. They go really, really
Yeah.
fast. Like,
I bet. I mean, you said miles per hour, but over the UC they use a kilometer.
yeah. I know.
So
I don't know the kilometers per hour for.
yeah, so start that whole story over, but replace miles with kilometers or meters.
Oh man. Hmm.
I know 100 miles about
100 miles is
100,
140 kilometers.
140.
Yeah, and then 60 miles is 100 kilometers, right? Something around there.
Yeah.
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 But that's pretty much all I know. Or
The
that I can, like,
the
spit
Europeans
out.
can figure it out. I know. I'm sure you know that because of your Jetta. The kilometer.
I don't pay attention to that. maybe a little more in my BMW, but it's still broken.
Yeah, I know. I know you're into the German cars.
Yeah. I used to be a little more into cars. I mean, I guess I do have a Mercedes Formula 1 team
Yeah,
cycling
and then
cap with me right
you
now.
should drive. You should drive a BMW. You're into those, and you have a Jetta outside.
Right. I guess I do like European
It's
things.
definitely
Cycling is a bit more of a European sport. I mean, Lance Armstrong changed that a little bit, but as soon as he left, people stopped caring.
German cars are dope though. They're
Germany
something
does make
else.
some pretty nice cars. Not a huge fan of like, what's it called? American cars and Japanese, like especially like the older like JDM stuff. Like I'm not a huge fan of that. Like 300Z, GTR stuff like that. Like it's just not my thing. Like I really like BMW. If we're talking about like street cars,
Have to get a little closer again. Yeah.
I'm really bad at that.
No, you're good.
If we're talking about like street cars, I think my favorite's probably E46 BMW M3. like it's 20 years old, almost 20 years old, and still looks great, you know.
Yeah. It's because, or at least I've heard with especially Japanese cars, they're designed to only last you a certain amount of years, or a certain amount of miles before you have to buy a new one. That's what I've heard. And then like we had a Nissan back in the day, and it would always break down.
Bruh.
And then that's when we got the Volkswagens.
Okay, I will say my Jetta is like indestructible. Like
They really are.
It will just keep going, which is pretty great because, I mean, I'm not like an awful driver, but I'm not like, you know, the best driver, most safe driver in the world.
Let us say you're distracted.
Huh?
We'll say that you're distracted.
I'm not distracted. I pay attention. I just like drive a little fast.
Well, I mean, I drive fast, but I know I'm considerate of others.
Oh yeah, I'm considerate of others too. It's like,
That sounded like a mumble, so I had to think about that one.
whatever.
You're like, yeah.
I'm sure I am. Yeah. I think about others so I drive maybe other than myself.
Yeah, it's like kind of whenever, like, you've seen those people that are, like, testifying before Congress, like, yeah, what do you think of this? Like,
Yeah. They're just like trying to blow it off, like, yeah, whatever.
Like, you know you did. You know you did, whatever happened. So what else have you been up to?
Pretty much just working. I'm applying for a second job right now. I want to work at this French bakery in Greenville.
Le Boulangerie, we're at.
Yes, that's it. Village Baking Company. Really, really awesome place. And like I've gone there a couple times. It reminds me, like the environment kind of reminds me of when I worked at Jerry's. And I miss that.
you worked at Jerry's.
That was so much fun. And I really enjoyed working there, so I kind of want to find that setting again. It doesn't look too hard. I love baking too, so like it should be. I should get the job, I think.
Hopefully, that's a dope area though.
It is really cool.
Those cake people got it figured out.
I would like to explore it some more, except with everything going on right now, I don't want to like get sick. Like. I'm sure I'll be able to if I start working there, just kind of go around to, and it's really nice because there's a dart station like a mile away from there, so I could ride my bike from the dart station to the shop.
Mockingbird? No, it's not.
Yeah, it's Mockingbird. And I think the Park Lane isn't too far either. Maybe.
No, Park Lane is further up. Park Lane's over by North Park.
No, it's not Park Lane. It's the underground one.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
City Place,
yeah,
like
City Place.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that one's like not super far either, but no reason to just not get off on Mockingbird. It's right there. But yeah, it'd be nice to ride my bike there. I kind of want a fixie bike, like has a fixed gear, if I was gonna do something like that. And actually, if I was going to do that, I thought about building up a bike. So, like, buying a frame and the cranks and the wheels and stuff like that. And that'd be, like, my first, like, bike project, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, like, someday I want to, like, build a road bike, like, from scratch, like, buy the frame and stuff. But right now, if I did that, I'd probably not get the most out of it. Because, I mean, I'm still kind of like a novice. Like I'm not super duper experienced. Like I don't really know what I like based on like components and what wheels and what kind of frame I want. So if I waited until like I was like 30 something and then did that, I'd get a lot more out of my money. Like knowing, oh, I like SRAM components over Shimano, and I like this type of frame over this one, and I don't like titanium stuff, like something like that.
Yeah. I get that. Drink of water. Wow, I think of something else. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask about if you've ever been mountain biking.
Nope. I mean, it's cool. I have like a really old Trek mountain bike. It's not like any like suspension or anything. but it looks hard.
Mm.
Like the trail stuff that you'll see people post on YouTube and stuff, like kind of dangerous too. But like, I mean, cycling's dangerous. Like you watch those guys on on the tour and stuff, and when they crash, it's violent. Like it's gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's just the same with mountain biking, you know.
Yeah. What about like motorcycles?
I do kind of want a motorcycle.
I can see you. I can see you
I
want
don't
one.
I don't quite know what kind of motorcycle I would get though. I kind of feel like I'd be like sport bike, but at the same time I kind of like the cafe racer kind of thing. But if I got something like that, I'd want something like with the sidecar. I like the sidecar. I think it's kind of cool. But
that I can't see you on.
you
No.
I'm not in the sidecar
No, I know, but still, I'm just
Yeah.
saying I can't see you driving around the city
with the sidecar.
like with a sidecar.
If I did get one with a sidecar, that would be like a vintage, like a late 70s
Yeah.
BMW
Yeah.
bike. Those are freaking cool.
Oh, I forgot they make bikes.
Mhm. Motorrad, I think is what it's something
Mm.
like that. I don't know.
I don't know, but I bet they're dope.
Probably.
You should get one of those little like scooter ones you see in Italy.
Or no, I'm not getting a moped. I'd look weird at that dude. I'm tall.
Like your feet are scraping the ground.
Oh my goodness. Or like one of those like the Honda Grom, tiny little bike.
Yeah.
I'd look silly.
You know what's weird though? The unicycles. How do you get on those?
I have no idea. There's a guy in my neighborhood that rides a unicycle
What?
around sometimes. Yeah, it's really cool. Like he doesn't go very fast. I mean, it's a unicycle, but like whenever I see him, I'll kind of like give him a thumbs up. I'm like, yeah, that dude. I don't imagine. I mean, obviously, it'd be really hard, but I can ride my bike with no hands pretty decently. So I bet like riding a unicycle I could do,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not like something I want to try. Like I have no aspirations to ride a unicycle ever.
Those are just. That sounds like what was I trying to say? I don't even know what I was trying to say with a unicycle.
I don't know. I'm not in your head.
I don't know. I just lost my train of thought. It happens most of the time.
Mm.
So donuts. I remember you had.
I want the. Yeah, I used to work at the donut shop, Jerry's Donuts, and I loved it. And the donuts were freaking amazing. And then the new owners took over, and they sucked, and they made the donuts bad, and they didn't like me, and they laid me off because I was paid like $11 an hour, and they were not making enough to pay me $11 an hour.
Damn.
So anyways, last year I wanted to really, really buy the donut shop back, like really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow, some way, they weren't interested in selling. They just weren't having it. But,
Yeah.
you know, maybe someday down the road after I've like, you know, like right now I want to go to the Air Force Academy.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute as well.
Sounds good. Like maybe after my career in the Air Force, I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, start a donut shop, like veteran owned, people like that. So yeah, that's kind of like my long term goal now. Like
buying a donut shop. That's dope though.
because I love baking. I mean, donuts are alright. I know how to make them. So
Yeah.
it goes perfect.
You should go to Amsterdam and try their pastries.
Is they like what? Like
Well, they got all sorts of pastries. So I'll just leave it at
Like-
that. Some of them will give you a different feeling.
oh my gosh.
Good feeling. Others are just normal
I like the normal
pastries.
ones.
You like the normal ones.
I like the normal ones.
But you know what? Shout out to Hearst. Hearst Donut.
Hurts Donuts, dude. Freaking place.
Shout out to them.
Anytime.
You were the one that got me on those.
Dude. I'm so glad I stopped going there, dude. Like I was in the habit of going there like almost every other day at night.
What the hell?
Like it was.
That's
I think it was just to get out of the house. Honestly, like I wanted to go do something, and I was like, you know what? There we go. I want a donut. I can, spend an hour outside of the house driving to freaking Frisco.
yeah, that's an hour there and back.
Yeah, so I'm glad I stopped. I saved a lot of money, save a
Yeah,
lot of
no
pounds.
shit.
Yeah, and then like now whenever I do get something like that, it's worth it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you pretty much got me on those. So
Which one's your favorite?
I don't know. I gotta try more. Like
You're
they
not
all.
on it enough.
Yeah, I know I'm not. Like I'll go there. Like if I'm in the area, I'll definitely stop by.
Mm,
But it hits different when it's at night. It just feels better. 'Cause,
right.
like I don't know. It just feels better.
I mean, like donut for breakfast, like all right.
All right, you can
Donut
get
for dessert,
you
that's
can get
like
that. Like
that's a
you
different
can get a
experience.
donut anywhere for breakfast,
Right.
and then like during the day, you're just not feeling it because you
Mhm.
want something good, like
Go
an
to
actual
freaking
meal.
Donut Palace for lunch.
Dude,
Arnold
I used to.
Turner.
Dude, I used to do that like every.
I mean, I will admit it was very convenient. It is pretty cheap, but I would not step in there for lunch. Like I might go there for breakfast if I'm really hungry. Maybe get some donut holes or something
Really?
like that, or like the mini kolaches. Those are pretty
Mm.
good. But
You never went there for lunch, really?
no, not once.
Wow.
I'm
That's
I'm not gonna say like I'm proud of that because there's nothing to be proud of. But like, like it, I just. What would you get? Like, would you get donuts?
no. They had a bunch of like breakfast sandwiches and that.
Yeah,
Like
but,
even
like-
then, I would still get a donut.
Like
But,
those breakfast sandwiches, they're like except the eggs are like really rubbery and
Well,
like.
you're in high school. You didn't have much.
Yeah, you're right.
else.
You gotta deal with what you can get. Especially when you're not a senior, you're just trying to like sneak off to Donut Palace.
You're trying
real
to
quick.
sneak out.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for the people that don't know, Donut Palace space. It's like a small little donut
It's
shop, like right across from our high school.
Tiny, crappy little donut shop that's
Yeah,
right across the
yeah.
street. That's super convenient, and you can walk from
But
the front doors.
it's
in, like,
been there
3
for
minutes.
eternity.
It's been there a very long time.
It's
Yes.
and like
Also,
you
it's
have
cheap
the
as hell.
yeah, it is cheap as hell. I don't know how they do it, and like how they stay in business. But you have
Well, speaking from experience here, it's really easy to cost cut on donuts. So I bet it costs them like a couple cents to produce those donuts.
should I even ask?
What?
'Cause you just said it's super easy to cost cut.
Oh no, we didn't. That's the thing. Like we at Jerry's Donuts. I don't know. You've been there before.
Yeah,
You know those were like
I
those
was
are
there
really
when they were good.
Huh?
Like I went there when they were good.
Exactly. And that's when I worked in the back, and like I know we did a good job. Like we'd make the fresh glaze, and the chocolate was fresh, and like it was just like it's gonna sound stupid, but there was like a technique. And I wish I was there more for when I was like watching Pat make the dough. But Pat was the owner, by the way.
Mhm.
But pretty much what I did was he'd make it like the dough, and then we'd let it rise. I'd scoop it out. Excuse me. Cut it into a couple, depending on how big the dough was, a couple different sized like balls. It's not really a ball, but it's like a loaf. We'll call it
Dude,
a loaf.
I'm sorry.
Shut up. And then I'd roll the loaf out, and I'd throw it on the cutter thing. It's really neat. It would conveyor it into like a different rolling pin kind of thing, and then conveyor under the cutter. It was like this disc that had the octagon or hexagon shaped donuts. And
Oh yeah, they weren't even round. They were like
no, they weren't round. They were hexagons.
yeah.
And then after that, I'd pick all the holes out and put them on the sheet, and then I'd pick all the donuts up and put them on a separate sheet, put them in the proofer. They'd proof for like 30 minutes. Pat would fry them up. Yeah.
Good to go.
Mhm. Now, I don't know what the new owners do, except I promise you it's cost cutting. One, because they're nowhere near as good, and then you go in the shop and it smells different, and Like the donuts, I don't know, they're like smaller. It's just not the same. Like if you'd been there before, you'd understand. Like before, these were like spot on. Like these are the best donuts around.
That was the place to go.
Exactly. Like for real, it was
Like if you had that extra money to make that drive,
like exactly
like you'd go
that's
to
the thing.
Jerry's.
People would come from like freaking Coppell and Frisco that had been eating there for years. They said this is the only donuts I'll eat.
Wow, really?
Yes,
Oh shit.
because I did work the front for quite a bit because it was just me and Pat. And the people who come in were super cool, and like they'd say, yeah, I ate here when I was little because it'd been open for when I was there. It was 45 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so people have been going there for years. They're used to that, and then whenever the recipe changed, when the owners changed, people just stopped coming. Hence why they stopped making money. Hence why they let me go.
Damn. Rip.
So, anyways, I guess that doesn't tie a whole lot into why Donut Palace cost cuts. Not saying that they do or don't. Maybe just implying a little bit because their donuts aren't very good. But
But when you're a high school student,
you'll eat anything.
you're gonna eat literally. Yeah. So I was finishing up explaining like how what the setting is. Say you have like the school and you have the avenue or like the big street, and right across from that it's a bunch of little shops, and right at that corner, it's that
It's
same old donut
It's
palace
in
from like
literally the perfect spot.
it is
Like anywhere, like if Jerry's right there, it would thrive. Like it would do.
I mean they're thriving.
Dude, their location is Donut Palace. Yeah, but if you put Donut Palace anywhere else, like if you put Donut Palace where Jerry's is, they do awful.
Yeah.
Like, who would go there?
There's also or there used to be another donut place like over where the Domino's is.
Wait.
Like King's Donuts.
Oh,
something
Donuts
like
King.
that.
It's still there.
I
thought you were talking about K-pop Donuts, that other donut
Oh,
shop that's kind
yeah.
of near Turner that just
Yeah.
like showed up. Okay, that I don't understand how they're in business either because Donut Palace was already there and it's like literally quarter mile away, maybe.
It's an easy walk. You get there and back in 10 minutes.
Exactly. Like, and why would you go to new K-pop Donuts when you could go to Donuts Palace or not Donuts Palace? Yes, Donuts Palace. What the hell? Which is known to be like decent and cheap. Like, just the thought process of K-pop Donuts for putting their donut shop that close to a pre-existing donut shop doesn't make very much sense to me. And it's like on the same strip. Like
It's a
maybe
ballsy move.
Yeah, for real. Like maybe if it was on like, you know, the other side of an intersection a little bit further, like Jerry's and Donuts Palaces, that's a little different. But it's just too close.
It is, yeah.
Like it's like having like a McDonald's and a Burger King right next to each other. The only reason why I'm going to Burger King is because the line at McDonald's is too long.
I mean, they do have that.
I mean, yeah.
I'm sure.
I was just saying the reason why I'm going to Burger King is because the line at McDonald's is too long. The only reason why I'm going to K-pop Donuts is because the line at Donuts Palace is too long. You know?
I tried those once and
They any
they
good?
were- They weren't memorable.
Just
They're
average
just
donut.
average. Yeah.
Blech. Not worth it.
Plus, yeah, and then here's that other weird thing, because you have all those businesses right next to the Donut Palace that go out in a few months.
Oh my goodness, the chicken place right next door.
Yeah, like there was a chicken place before that. It was like
It was a chicken place before that too.
it was a different chicken place.
Dude, that place has changed names to different chicken place like 4 times.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, really. In
isn't
the
it
past,
like a taco place now though?
I have no clue.
I saw a sign that said tacos on it before. Hopefully, I haven't been there, but if they're good tacos and they're cheap,
Salsa Verde.
dude,
That's the
places,
place.
that place is different.
That's the place.
It's too bad the tacos are a little expensive, but
They are just because they're in the bougier area.
Exactly,
Because
like
have you been to the original ones?
No, I haven't been to the original one.
They're off of Northwest, like right by
Like
where
Loop
the
12?
love field is. Yeah. Loop 12. I'm trying to think of the other street. It's close to Web Chapel actually. Oh, you take Web Chapel
I kind of know where you're talking about,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I can't like picture it perfectly
yeah.
in my head.
It's a tiny little spot. Like, you can't. Or it's difficult to sit down even. You just have like
Mm.
the little stools there. That's the original Salsa Verde.
Got it. Well, that place is nice because it's close
Mm.
to, and like good tacos. It's a safe environment. Like I like Paisanos, but you know I'm a white guy. I'm gonna walk in there. Everyone's like looking at me like it's a little
Pinche
sketchy. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna go to a taco shop, it's gonna be there. If I'm like with my friends and they're all down, then I'll go to Paisanos.
Oh
like,
yeah, dude.
Like the salsa they gave you before, like that's just different. Like I don't know. It's a whole nother
my
experience.
my parents actually knew the owners of Paisanos.
For real?
Yeah, they
That's
lived like one of them, whoever it was, lived like right above our old apartments.
For real?
So like they would always talk.
Interesting.
And let's just say there was a lot of sketchy stuff that
Oh, I bet. I mean,
they would say. I mean, you've seen the menus, right? You've seen the picture like the old man on the menus. It's like the
it's
sombrero.
been a while since I've been, except I can like kind of
you
sort of
can you can
it.
picture like an old man, a sombrero,
Yeah.
like basically a tapatio guy.
Okay.
Yeah, they will. He'll say that he'll keep bags of coke
In his
inside
hat.
of his hat.
Oh my
And like if
goodness.
people ask him or like there was some code word, he just like take it out and it's
Like,
basically like CDs. Like, here, which one?
That's funny.
And like he would.
I do miss going there and like having a little kid come up to me and trying to like sell me a candy bar or a pen or something stupid like
They're
that.
like, nah. You know what they had back in the day though? They had the pirated movies. Like you'd see the guy, dude. I was so excited, like whenever I saw the van, cause I knew the
You
van
know
was
what's in there?
Yeah. Cause like the van was open, it was like a bunch of different like bags and
That's
stuff.
funny.
It was like CDs and boxes, and then like the little binders, so fix
Uh-huh.
them like have like pictures of the movies. they
It
have.
has it like a what Sharpie on there? What it is?
Yeah, exactly. So I would just like go like, yo, Dad, give me $5. I'm gonna buy some.
Go. I'm gonna go buy Iron Man.
Like Iron Man isn't even out yet. Like, yeah, exactly. So like,
My goodness.
some of them were surprisingly good.
Really?
Like,
Like good quality?
yeah, that was the one sketchy thing about it, cause you literally don't know the quality you were gonna get.
Mhm.
Either it was gonna be like picture perfect,
Mm-hmm.
like what you would see at an actual movie theater.
Or you're getting
The
getting
actual
ants instead of Bugs Life.
no, or you're getting no. It's you would get the movie. Like
Uh-huh.
that
Oh,
was.
so you're actually
actually
guaranteed
getting the
that.
movie.
Okay. Okay.
You're guaranteed the movie, but it would either be like an actual like quality like movie,
Mm-hmm.
or it'd be a recording at an actual.
Like this is back when. Too,
Yeah,
so they're
yeah.
using like
Yeah.
their
So they
the
would,
VHS
yeah, they take,
recorder.
yeah, or they'll take in like
whatever it
the,
is,
they'll take in
yeah.
like the camcorders or
Uh-huh.
whatever, and like they'll film the video. So
it's
you were
like
getting,
shaky 'cause
you
they're
were
trying to-
getting, you were getting either one. You were
That's
guaranteed
funny.
the movie, but you were getting either one.
Mhm.
And like you'll see like
It's a
the little,
gamble.
yeah, and then you'll see like the little shadows, like
The people getting up
towards
and all
the
that.
bottom, people getting up, like,
That's
oh
funny.
fuck, what happened? Like you'll get like that one kid screaming,
Uh-huh.
and then you'll hear it on the
Hey, it's an
recording.
authentic movie theater experience,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. It either way, it really is. You just had to gamble on it, but it was like $5.
Like
it's like-
$5. I mean,
Yeah,
pretty good
shit.
movie.
Yeah, we would always stack up. Like I probably still have, like in the garage, like the CD where all, or like a box, the case, like where all the DVDs are.
Mhm.
Like I can still pull those up.
That's funny. What's your favorite movie, Jordan?
Fuck, you don't ask them like that. You don't-
It's a little on the spot, but figure something out.
Yeah, fuck. Right now, what I can think of is The Wolf of Wall Street.
I haven't seen that one. I've been told to watch it though.
Really, you haven't
Yeah.
seen that one,
I'm
dude? Dude, you're
trying to think of what mine is.
can't even tell you.
You
how much-
keep talking while I think.
You're missing out on so much. You're missing out on Matthew McConaughey asking Leonardo DiCaprio if he jerks off. Yeah, it's like they're having spoiler. I mean, you've seen the. I'm sure everyone's seen the clips. I'm not even gonna spoiler
I
alert it.
haven't seen it.
They're just like having dinner. No, it starts at the very beginning, but like the
Okay.
clips are literally everywhere. It's like, you jerk off, and then apparently that scene was improvised, and so you can see like Leo trying not to laugh, and like he'll look around at the cameras and stuff, like,
He's
is
like,
this?
what? Did he just?
And then he's kind of sitting like, yeah, yeah, I jerk off, yeah.
That's funny.
Like how many times a day? It's like, fuck. He's like looking around trying to make,
Just, like trying to find a good number.
he's like, 2, 3, yeah. Like what, a day a week? Like 2, 3 a week. And you're just like going off of that.
Mhm.
And Matthew McConaughey's like, nah, those are rookie numbers. Bump those up. And they just go off from that for like 5 minutes. They're just talking about.
I gotta watch this movie. This sounds
Dude,
really
you got
funny.
you gotta watch it.
Let's see. I really like Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. That's a good movie. I like La La Land. Don't call me gay, but that's one of my favorite movies. Also,
Oh wait,
Don't
that
Call Me
can't
Gay.
that can't be an offense anymore. That's so.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
Damn.
Sorry. I I accept all people. La La Land's good. I'm not a huge, and the thing is, I'm not a very big musical person. Like I've almost venture into the I don't like musicals. Period.
Hmm.
But that movie is like something else. Like I can watch that all the way through, whenever.
Mhm.
Like, music's good, dancing's good. Ryan Gosling's hot. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Also, okay, I'm gonna venture a little more into this. His like style in that movie, like his wardrobe, like that's what I aspire to have someday. I think it's fucking
It's
cool.
interesting.
Yeah. What other movies do I like? I like Apocalypse Now. That one's good. Haven't seen it in a while though, so I couldn't like really give you the.
Like the insights.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Full Metal Jacket's really good. I like war movies, by the way.
Mm.
War movies are some of my favorites. Like Black Hawk Down. I think Black Hawk Down is probably my favorite movie. Actually,
I can't get into those just because I know they're fake.
have you seen Black Hawk Down?
No, I haven't seen it.
Bro, you gotta watch that movie.
Really?
It's based on like a real thing that happened.
Mm.
Well, it's supposed to be like a decent depiction. of
Cause
what
I'll watch like true crime documentaries or
Okay.
like that sort of stuff.
Oh.
I'm really into documentaries.
happened. If you like crime and stuff, have you watched Sherlock, the BBC Sherlock?
That was-
Cumberbatch.
That was a while ago.
Dude, you gotta rewatch it. It's so good. I started rewatching it a week ago, and man, that show's great. Like I know what happens, but I'm like excited to keep watching it.
Yeah, I get that.
Let's see, Shawshank Redemption's good. That's like I guess that fits into crime. I mean, settings in jail.
Yeah.
It's more drama kind of, I guess. But what other movies?
It's like a subgenre.
Mhm.
You can say that.
I guess that's like, I'm not a huge movie person.
Mm.
Like I don't like really just sitting down and watching a movie. I guess maybe if it's like something I'm really excited to see, like I'll go watch it in a theater. Like, one of the Avengers movies when it was coming out. Like there's a lot of hype for those, so I'm gonna go watch it.
Yeah. You'll
But-
understand all the memes.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want to have it like spoiled. Like you've watched all the other ones coming up to it, and then it's like, well, dang, if I don't watch it like soon, somebody's gonna like, nobody, or hopefully nobody's just gonna come up to you and be like, Thanos snap worked or whatever. Like before you've seen the movie. But it sucked to like overhear it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Michael was talking about that. 'Cause
Really?
you know how big he is into
Yeah, he loves
into
Marvel.
Marvel. He said that someone spoiled the ending of Endgame like a few hours before he went in and actually watched it.
That blows.
Cause it was a list of everyone that died.
I think I know what you're talking about. Like, but whenever
they were
you
all
see,
they were all over Instagram.
right, exactly. Like you'd open the comments and it's like these people died in a game. And it's like no.
See, I never took them seriously. Like I'd get off social media just to go watch it, or even
Right.
then I just like, oh yeah, I'll just take it as a joke.
I think
So like I'm sure it was probably spoiled somewhere
Mhm.
along the line. I just didn't take it seriously.
the last time I had a movie spoiled for me was the most recent Star Wars movie, but I ended up not caring at all because it sucked. Like it was so. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. Which one again?
Rise of Skywalker.
No, I haven't seen it.
Dude, it's stupid. Have you seen the ones before it?
I've seen I've seen some of the Disney ones.
Yeah, the Disney ones are awful. Thanks, Disney. You made really bad Star Wars movies. Yeah.
I remember back in the day, I would watch the Simpsons movie like every other day.
I couldn't watch The Simpsons or Family Guy or
Really?
even SpongeBob when I was getting like growing up. I mean, whatever. Like,
You weren't into it.
well,
Or-
I wasn't. Obviously, like any little kid wants to watch freaking Family Guy. Like, except if your parents are smart, they won't let you watch Family Guy when you're 6 years old. But I couldn't even watch SpongeBob. My parents won't let me watch SpongeBob. Which, I mean, when you're little, it's like, huh. No, I just want to watch SpongeBob. I'm tired of Arthur. But,
Now you're missing out on all the memes.
I mean, thing is, I think SpongeBob's kind of dumb.
Now it's dumb.
Yeah, like there's a couple episodes that are funny, like the pizza delivery service one's
The
funny.
Krusty Krab.
Yeah, but like,
I haven't watched SpongeBob in years, but I can still somehow quote it.
I'm glad I didn't grow up watching SpongeBob though. Like honestly, like it's just like whenever my little brothers watch one, or like my littlest brother, he'll watch one sometimes, and it's just like mind numbing, like just how dumb it is. I don't know.
Here's the weird thing about it though, because everything was actually accurate, like biologically accurate
What?
in terms of the characters. Yeah.
He's a
What's
freaking
because Steven?
sponge.
Huh?
He's a sponge.
No, because it's like obviously, like the fact, other than the fact that they speak English and like walk around and chew legs, like everything was like biologically accurate. Because actually, Steven Heilenberg was a marine biologist, and that's what he studied. And he loved to draw, so he just started drawing cartoons. Next thing you know, he has a cartoon about a sponge.
But it's a sponge.
Yeah, but still,
Biologically accurate sponge.
I mean,
I guess SpongeBob could be the exception.
it's just like in terms of like the way the characters are, the way they all act, and the way
Okay.
they live, that sort of stuff. Like it's pretty accurate.
I kind of understand what you're saying. Like,
Cause like Squidward's a good example of it. Cause he's like he's like the grouchy one, but he's also like the intellect. Cause he's really big into art, into music,
I'm
he'll
assuming that, like
spend.
starfish are really dumb in real life.
Starfish actually don't have brains.
So, perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and they actually like they live on rocks, like on the seabed.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I was going into Squidward because that's what cephalopods are. They're one of the most intelligent animals on Earth.
Interesting.
Except they don't have thumbs. That's about it. But other than that, they're extremely intelligent, and they're very, very solitary animals.
Interesting.
So it's even rare for them to mate, cause they're very solitary. Like they'll live in their little like cave.
Like
And
by
that's what's-
themselves, just
Yeah,
chilling.
like Squidward.
Nice.
And then there was an episode. I don't even know why I'm like bringing this up. You know nothing about that. There was this little episode when that like a whole squid, like a whole squid community,
Mm-hmm.
and like Squidward tried to live there, but he still lived the same. Just got everyone was so like solitary, like independent.
Spread out, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like the same,
Nothing
like essentially
changed.
the same thing. Yeah. Like that's one, and then I'm trying to think of another one. Oh, Plankton. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen the picture of like whenever he's eating like the hologram. Oh,
Nope.
you haven't seen it?
I just
It's a
shook my
meme.
head. Y'all can see that.
I'm sure you've seen that meme whenever Plankton's eating like that hologram of a sandwich. It actually is because
Oh,
that one, the
yeah, I know what
hologram.
you're
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah. It's actually because plankton live off of sunlight. That's where they get their energy from
Oh.
photosynthesis. So that's why plankton was eating like that hologram sandwich. Because he was
that's
eating, he
actually
was
his
getting energy from the light particles. So it's quite accurate, actually.
Yeah, but it's still dumb.
It's
Because it's a
dumb.
little kid show.
It's a little kid show, but it's accurate.
That's funny.
But yeah, the Simpsons movie was dope.
I know, like, didn't Green Day do a song for that?
Yeah,
I thought so.
they played the theme.
The entrance.
Yeah, and that like a concert on the lake, and they ended up dying. That's like the very first scene.
That's funny.
Like it's like the theme song. Then they go like they're having a concert,
Mm.
and then I remember what it was. They were trying to talk about like saving the earth and like being
Okay.
green, and all the people at the show got upset, so they started throwing shit at them, like trash, and they ended up like dying
That's funny.
in the fucking lake. That's literally how the movie starts. It's like the death of Green Day. But that was. Did you ever get into South Park?
South Park is hilarious.
Okay, good.
I haven't like seen a ton of episodes, but that is a show that I can like enjoy. I really like anime. Do you like anime?
I never got into it.
Bro, you're missing out. All those people that like hate on it just because it's different, y'all are also missing out. Anime is awesome. Watch like One Punch Man. Everyone likes One Punch Man.
One Punch Man.
Yeah, it's about a superhero who can defeat everything with one punch.
That's a weird kind of superhero.
It's weird, but like
You just gotta watch.
you just gotta watch it. I mean, it deals with like his crisis of he's bored because it's too easy for him. Like everything's too easy for him.
What the hell?
So it's like, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
Like he knows he's gonna win. You should definitely watch it. It's very good.
That's interesting. No, I never got into anime.
Anime.
I do love South Park. It's just I love how fucked up it is, and how the show you can't cancel the show.
Yeah, no, you can't. And
Could only make it more fucked up.
right, if you try to make it better, you're just gonna make it worse.
Yeah, that's what makes it good though.
Mhm.
I'll never forget this one episode where, I don't even know what happened, but next thing you know, I think it was Stan, and like one of the kids had to coach like a Pee-wee hockey league or a hockey team, and it turns out one of the kids had cancer. And that's where I'm not laughing at cancer. It's just the way the story unveils. 'Cause, like one day the kid didn't make it to practice, and then they're like, oh yeah, fuck, I don't remember his name. It's like, oh yeah, he's sick. He's at the hospital. And then Stan's like, what the hell? So he like tries to go visit him. He's like, Coach, why do I have to die? And Stan's like, everyone dies. And then he's like, yeah, but why me? Why now? And Stan's like, shit, I don't know. And then
I can't tell you that.
like, I don't have the answer. Then like the parents are trying to beg Stan to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Like the dad's like yelling at him. It's like, you're his coach. You're basically his dad. You gotta go talk
Oh my
to him.
goodness. Let's
And it
see.
was like his own dad, like yelling at Stan.
I've seen the one where was it Butters? So they get like transferred to some imaginary land, and was it? Oh, it was like terrorists made it into the imaginary land, and the terrorists were trying like killed all the imaginary friends or something like that, or like enslaved them. It was really funny.
What?
Yeah, you should. I'm gonna try and. I think it was
Look
like
it
a
up.
movie. I'm pretty sure it was a movie.
I know they made a South Park movie, and then one of my favorite things about it, it's out of no. They make Satan gay for Saddam Hussein. Like they're having, like Kenny dies, of course, and Kenny goes to hell, and like he ends up like searching like hell, and then like
Okay.
Satan does like his whole introduction, like welcome to hell, like all scary and stuff, and then you just see Saddam Hussein in the background, like Satan, come to bed, I'm horny.
All right, here I found it. It's called Imagination Land episode. It's like multi-episode kind of movie thing. Says the boys find themselves in a magical land where the entirety of the world's imagination is laid out in front of them. However, a terrorist plot threatens to spoil the occasion. Oh man.
Here, I'm gonna look up that Satan or that Satan scene. You're gonna you're gonna. The movie is called Longer or Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. That's the name of the fucking ads. Fuck YouTube for that. We gotta wait for the ads. And that's like a whole show or like a whole thing whenever Kenny goes into hell. And I just don't get it. It's so random. Like there's Kenny like walking in.
Gosh.
Here I'm gonna. Like Satan's all like serious about his prophecy,
But he's gay.
and like he's gay for Saddam Hussein. Like that's the last one. The Canadians touching American soil.
God. Say it.
He's-
That's awful.
And then it's funny because Satan's not even the horny one. He's like the more gentle, like trying to fulfill his prophecy. And then Saddam's over there like, yeah, come on, Satan, let's fuck.
Complete opposite. That's hilarious.
Like, yeah, you're turning me on, bitch. And fucking Kenny's just outside the door the entire time, like, you know they actually give him lines.
What?
They give Kenny
Oh.
lines.
It's just jumbled.
Yeah, like he mouths like.
That's hilarious. It sounds like nothing.
Yeah, there's actually there's one of the intros. It goes on for a while, and like you can't tell because you just hear him mumbling. But he's saying ass and titties. And he's like ass and titties.
I have seen the Asperger's episode.
Yeah, it's like,
that one's hilarious. you know, have you seen that one?
Yeah, I'm sure I have. There was one where they the cripple fight.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, because Timmy and Jimmy, like two of the crippled kids or two of the mentally challenged kids, get in a fight. And like they have a
like
giant
sports betting or
they
something.
have a giant thing outside of the like outside of a Walmart or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get people together, and then fucking Cartman goes into the church. He's like, cripple fight. And like everyone just one by one like walks up and leave and goes to the
That's
cripple
funny.
fight.
It's just like these two like autistic or whatever they are. They're just like
Mhm.
trying to beat each other up.
That's funny.
It's so fucked up.
Jordan, what's your favorite Kanye album?
Ooh, damn. I had to go with My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Just because the way it's made and why it was made.
I'm not a huge Kanye fan, but I do have like a couple songs off each of his albums. I do have most of his songs off that one.
Mm-hmm.
So my favorite artist is definitely Mac Miller.
Rest in peace.
For real. Makes me sad.
Educated, yeah.
I'm sorry. This is like the fourth time that's happened.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I really like Mac Miller. It makes me sad that he's dead, because I never got to like go to a concert.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah.
What's your favorite album?
Swimming, probably.
That's a good
So
one.
I'd say second is watching movies with sound off, or whatever it's called. I forget. I can listen to most songs off that. I really like Star Room. That song's really good. Yeah. The thing I like about him is like he has an album for like every mood. Like if you're like kind of in your feels, you can listen to Swimming, or like if you're like thinking about life or something, you can listen to watching movies. If you're like trying to get hype or like in a good mood or something, listen to Blue Slide Park, or what's it called, Good AM. But like his new album, Circles, I don't know. I just can't like listen to the whole thing. Like there's some good songs on it that I can like, really listen to. Like I love Good News. That song's so good. But like I can't just like with Swimming, I can hit play and just forget and let the whole thing play.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's very few albums actually that I think that's like the only album that I can like really do that to and never like skip a song.
Yeah, it's difficult to find.
Like just something that you just play and forget, and even like just like with that one song that's kind of like
Yeah.
Like,
but
I
you'll
feel
still
like-
but you'll still like go through it.
Yeah, but for me, like Swimming doesn't have that. Like it's just the whole thing is just great. Like I don't know how it didn't win a Grammy.
Damn. It was 2016, right?
18.
18. I'm trying to remember what other albums there were in 2018.
Why don't we look?
It's true. Kids See Ghosts was a really good one. That's that Kid Cudi and Kanye West one.
Yeah, I like Kid Cudi. I listen to a couple of the songs. It's not like my favorite. Most of my music that I do listen to is Mac Miller, but my music my music taste is very varied, very varied,
Diverse.
It's very diverse.
It just depends on your mood.
Yeah, really. No, I'll listen to like mostly Mac Miller, but then I can also listen to like Slipknot, like other hard metal, and then I'll go and I'm listening to like classical music or Spanish music, or I kind of like some Taylor Swift.
The old X.
Bro, Rip X too.
For real. That one was fucked up.
Bro, he kind of was. But yeah, like if you look at my biking playlist, that's probably my most like diverse, just because like I kind of mood for everything. Like I'll have like songs from the Halo soundtrack, like, and I'll let those play. I'll like let it play, and I'm just kind of like singing it, like the different parts to myself. Like, by the way, Halo's like absolutely my favorite game. Halo Reach, I'll play. Like I recently reinstalled Master Chief Collection because I forgot that Halo Reach was added to it, and I've been playing it nonstop.
Oh shit. I know nothing about that, but I'm just going along with it. Yeah, I'm not. But really, when it comes to video games, I play like FIFA, NBA.
Gay, just joking.
Yeah, you best be joking.
No, I like some sports games. I'm not super into it, but I like the Formula 1 game. It's pretty fun. By the way,
I used to play that one.
really,
Yeah.
I love Formula 1.
Or the Forza,
Forza.
that one.
Yeah.
I
like
probably
Forza
still
Horizon.
have
That's a
it.
good one.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, if we're gonna like talk about sports, then Formula 1. I will be up at 4 a.m. Excuse me, or 2 a.m. whatever time it is to watch the race in China. Like I don't like missing races because then it gets spoiled and then I get mad. It's just like anything. It's like the big game.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
That's dedication.
It's Formula 1, cycling, and fountain pens are like my three hobbies, interests.
Found what?
Fountain pens.
What's that?
It's a fountain pen. It's just a pen. Like I've like almost 20 of them. You have a computer in front of you. Why don't you look one up?
I mean, the computer is busy. Hang on, I'm pull it up on my phone.
Okay.
I mean, I can use it. What's it called? Fountain pen?
Fountain pen. And no, it's not a calligraphy pen.
I don't even know. What?
It has a nib and a feed and a cartridge that fits inside the, what's it called? Whatever it's called. It all goes in there. And then the ink goes through the feed, gets like squeezed between the nib and the bottom part of the feed, and then it writes. It's not like a ballpoint or a roller ball where there's a ball inside the tip and it rolls.
Wait. What were you describing that list?
My fountain pen.
No, it's because you said Formula One
Oh no, I was saying
and
like.
cycling and fountain pen.
Well,
That's why I threw. That's what it threw. That threw
'cause
me off.
I was just talking about Formula One and all of a sudden I was like, well, we're talking about Formula One and we already talked about cycling. Well, those are two of my three favorite things. My other favorite thing is fountain pens. Like
Oh
the fountain
shit.
pen
Okay.
collection.
Oh, because I was thinking about sports.
Oh, sorry.
I
I like baseball.
Yeah, you did play baseball.
Yeah, I wasn't very good.
I
I like
mean,
golf.
That's something I want to get into.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, dude. Being good at golf is stupid hard.
I bet.
Like, pros make it look so easy, except like hitting a golf ball straight the same way every single time is ridiculous. Like, that's the biggest thing with golf is being consistent, and being consistent is so difficult.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I want to. I'd like to get into, eventually.
Oh, I like hockey too. I forgot to mention.
Oh yeah, hockey. Shout
Yeah.
out. I talk about
Can't forget
hockey. I talk about hockey on here actually.
How much?
Like a decent amount.
Mm.
Not as much as drugs, but
God.
it's probably like a number 5 topic.
What? In order of things you talk about most, start from the top.
Ooh. That's on here? That's a good. I can't think of top 5, but I know I'll mention drugs a lot. Psychedelics.
Okay.
Let's see. We'll talk about. I don't really talk about music. I just thought about that.
Why not?
I don't know. It just
That's
doesn't.
funny because
it doesn't come up.
You were in
Yeah.
band and percussion and stuff. You have
For like
these
7
albums
years,
up
and
on
I have
your-
albums,
on your
and I have
wall,
like
your guitars over
guitars.
here.
I just thought about that. We don't.
That's
Damn.
funny.
Yeah. It just doesn't.
It just doesn't come up.
Yeah.
That's alright.
I mean, part of it's also because we're not listening, because like we're just talking in
Right.
time,
There's
so
nothing
you
in
don't
the
really-
background. Just yeah.
You don't really think about it,
Mm-hmm.
but damn. I will mention Kanye. Of
Every
course.
once in a while. Yeah. I know
Yeah.
you like Kanye. You
Yeah.
have a little Kanye sticker on your computer.
Yeezys.
You have Yeezys. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have 3 pairs.
I have no cool shoes. No.
Damn.
I
You need-
have a pair of I don't really know the dude's name. They're these Vans. On one side it's white and black palm trees, and then it's separated by a leather thing, and then it's checkerboard on the other. They're pretty cool. But that's all the shoe game I have.
You know, I don't think I've ever worn a pair of Vans.
Why not?
I don't know.
Dude, you're missing out. I love my Vans. I also did used to have a really cool pair of Vans, with canvas and leather Era 59s. They're white, and they had like a tropical inside and a leather little like back thing where my heel goes. They're super cool, except I've worn them to shreds. Like they're actually falling apart.
Yeah.
But I can't find anything that's like the exact same. Like I can find things that are similar, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're not the right ones.
I will mention. I'll mention nature.
Nature.
Like we'll talk about animals and like
Nice.
that sort of stuff.
I do appreciate nature. That's part of the reason why I do go to White Rock when I go biking, because you know, when I'm biking, if I do want to ride around here, it's not. Yeah, Farmers Ranch is very different. They take very good care of like their parks and their
Mm.
trees and stuff. So, but if I go anywhere else, it's just kind of like, eh. Like
Yeah.
at White Rock, it's all very maintained and kind of left alone. Like, it's very pretty. Like,
Mm.
I mean, it's not like gorgeous scenery, and I mean, I've seen it a ton of times, but I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a good place to smoke.
as I
It,
drop my banana on the trail.
you've seen people.
Dude, I'll ride around there and I'll smell it, and I'm just like, geez, I wonder who that is. Like it's all the time.
Yeah.
Although I will say, if you're gonna do that, be careful because there's a pretty good amount of cops that are there.
I don't go there to smoke. So.
Well, anybody who listens to this, don't go there to smoke.
Yeah, for sure. It's not the best idea.
Yeah.
There's other places. Like I like going into trails,
Trails.
but we'll go off like into
Into
like
the
little
woods.
side trails. Yeah, yeah. That's the way to go. It's best to be around nature.
Mm-hmm.
You appreciate it more.
Plus, I mean, you don't have to like worry about other people.
Yeah, because everyone's all hot and sweaty, so you're gonna blend in pretty well.
Right.
But nature, the trail's the way to go though, for sure. I like take something disposable, of course,
All right.
and just like
Go chill.
yeah, just go
You go
light
alone?
up. Yeah. I used to, but I'll go with people. Like I'll look for places, or like hidden spots around
Yeah.
the city. Like, hey,
Right.
look, I found this new spot. Come check it out. And like we'll
Right.
go.
Nobody will be able. It's quiet.
Yeah,
have to worry
yeah,
about
like you have,
things. Like,
yeah,
I
like
get
you have a
that,
good
yeah.
time. Yeah,
Nice.
it's difficult to come up though.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, especially when it's something you're not supposed to be doing. So.
There's this one where we actually like, it's like a somewhat steep hill, but it's like
Okay.
right off of the Trinity River. It's super
Alright.
cool.
Nice.
But it's like a somewhat steep hill to like get down to like the river,
Mm-hmm.
to like where the shore is.
Okay.
So it's kind of difficult going up. No, not even going up. It's actually more difficult going down.
Because
just
you're gonna
there isn't-
fall.
Yeah, because there isn't anything to grab onto.
Well, and I bet when you're intoxicated, it makes it that much
No,
harder.
not even. You're still, cause you're sober on the way up, cause that's where you go. You go smoke by the shore. So like, it's just difficult to go down.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. But it's even harder when you're not sober. You try to go down. It's like, whoa.
You go up. Once you finish
Once
your
you go
thing-
up, you're staying up.
Once you go down, you're staying down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got
And
it.
then you do your thing. You come back up, and then keep walking.
Got it. So you're down before you're feeling good.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it. Okay. That's
It's
funny.
it's definitely the way to go though. Trails. I want to go. I've talked about this a lot, but I want to go to Colorado, like the mountains there.
Air Force Academy's in Colorado Springs.
Mm.
By the way, I mean you can't like do anything there because it's literally
It's Air
government
Force
property,
government.
and everybody there is like literally out to get you if you do that.
Yeah, no shit. Talk about that a little bit.
Air Force Academy.
Yeah.
So that's just I've always been interested in like joining the military since I was little. I never really knew like what exactly I do. Like when I was in elementary school, I would always talk about like the Coast Guard and stuff.
Mm.
I do not want to be in the Coast Guard. But kind of in like 8th grade, I discovered the Air Force Academy, and I thought about it, except I wasn't exactly sure if that's what I wanted to do, just because that's very heavy, especially for an 8th grader to think about, like, you know, college and your life after, and, you know, joining the military. And sophomore, junior year, that was pretty much what I wanted to do. Unfortunately, I was very lazy, and I didn't do too much research into it when I should have. And then senior year, I was like, oh, actually, I'm going to go to A&M and be an architect, which kind of just came out of nowhere and didn't work out because I'm stupid. I'm really not stupid. It's just I just didn't want to go to A&M. And honestly, I think not going to college this past year, like immediately out of high school, was probably the best decision I've ever made in my life because I've grown so much as a person, uh, whether it's mentally or like physically, like the weight I've lost or like how much stronger I've become because of this. Uh, it's made me feel a lot better than myself, and I'm afraid that if I had gone to college immediately after high school, I would have crashed and burned because
Freshman 15.
well, no, dude, I don't think I could have done another freshman 15. I was 240 pounds, like 60, 70 pounds overweight,
Mm.
you know? Like, I could not, I would not let myself get that big. Like, at the end of senior year, I was like, look, it's time for something to change. I weigh 240 pounds. I'm super insecure about myself and how I feel, and I'm tired of it. So that's when I started like exercising more, being more adamant about what I ate. And at the end of that summer, I weighed 210 pounds. Um, just through like exercise and really.
That's 30 pounds in 3 months. Somewhat.
Excuse me. Well, about, except that's also like water weight. And when you have a lot of it, it's a bit easier to lose, especially when you're 18.
That's true.
Um, and then I still exercise, except I plateaued after into summer. Like I was like, leaning up a little bit, but I was still big, you know. But at the end of December, me and my mom decided to go to this thing called the camp, and pretty much you pledge. By the way, shout out the camp, y'all are awesome. You pledge like $300 something to go work out. It's like workout classes, 5, 6, 7, or 8 a.m. in the morning or in the evening. And if you follow the diet they give you and you lose 20 pounds, you get your $300 back. So it's pretty much free gym. And the trainers there are awesome. Super cool. This guy named O, who I love going there, especially on Tuesdays and Thursdays because that's when he's there. And I ended up losing another 20 pounds in 6 weeks. Right now I'm at 180.
Oh shit.
I've lost 60 pounds and I feel awesome.
Props to that.
Thanks.
Yeah, because I did the same thing, and I just decided school wasn't for me.
Exactly.
But
It's not for everybody.
Yeah, but I usually try to let people know, or like tell people, like gap year, it isn't the worst thing. If anything, it's good because like it gives you a whole year to do whatever you want. Like if you want to work, go work.
If you want to go to school after, you can go to school after.
Yeah, you can always go back.
Like I've discovered that I really want, I rediscovered I do want to go to Air Force Academy, and that's why I've started the application again. And I don't think if I had gone to A&M, then I would have suffered and I would have lost a lot of money because I would have realized either I hate this or I would have just flat out failed. Like, I mean, the other thing is too is like when you go to college, you don't have a catch blanket. Like, in high school, you don't realize the teachers are doing everything possible to try and help you. Like here's your retest, here's your reteach, here's your second retest. Oh, I'll give you a couple extra points. All my friends were in college. If they screw up, they're screwed. Like, that's your grade. Sorry, you should have done better.
Because they're paying for it. That's why.
That too. If you screw up, you're paying for it. Like, literally, that's your money out of your pocket. You're going to have to take that class again if you fail.
That's like hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
On the line.
Yeah. Yeah, no thank you. I mean, I do think having like a degree is important, but it's not the end of the world. Like, and there's other ways you can get it. You don't have to immediately be like, all right, I just graduated high school. Time to go to UT. Time to go to Wash U. Time to go to TCU, where it's going to cost me thousands and thousands of dollars. Like, why not, like, even just go to Brookhaven or take your gap year or join the military? There's plenty of other ways that you can get a degree without having to pay an astronomical amount of money. So yeah, that's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
I don't want to delve into like the politics or anything of it, but
I mean, oh yeah, that's also another thing I bring up.
Politics?
Or no, definitely not politics, but
student debt.
Yeah, student debt. Like for example, what I did my gap year, I just worked construction,
Mm-hmm.
just like easy money,
Yeah.
and I would travel.
Nice.
So that's
So
like,
you'd get to experience things like that's
yeah,
something nobody else that's your age would get to do because they're worried about having enough money to buy their ramen.
yeah, exactly. And like I'd get good money, like construction, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot in it, and
And Jordan, how much money do you have in student debt right now?
zero.
Exactly. That I think that feels amazing having no debt. Like all my friends who are in college and stuff who are a couple $1,000s in debt, 18, 19 years old, like dang, that must suck.
You ask any entrepreneur, that's the number one thing they tell you. It's you have to avoid debt,
Mm-hmm.
because that's really what kills you.
Right.
The debt.
It's
The debt
because
is
that means
what
as soon as you get money, it's going somewhere else.
that debt enslaves you,
Right.
quite literally.
Yeah.
And that's like when with the whole thing of like modern day slavery. It's very very real.
Mm-hmm.
You
Because
just don't.
money rents the world.
I
Kind
mean,
of.
well, I mean it does, but in terms of you can't enjoy your life because you have that debt
Right.
in the back of your head,
And you still
and
have to
like
pay it.
yeah, and then not only that, but like the interest that you have to pay as
Adds
well
up.
every year.
Mm-hmm.
It adds up every year. They don't care.
Right. They
Like
just want their money.
Yeah, like something happens or you get promoted, whatever it is.
You still gotta pay the debt.
Yeah. And then you can't enjoy life, and you just kind of get stuck on your job because there's
Mhm.
really no other way to go.
Like I don't want to work my life to pay off debt. I want to work so I can, buy a new nice bike or go to the Formula
Yeah.
1 race or buy that nice pen. Like that's what my money should be for. It shouldn't be for having to pay off my washer and dryer or pay off that guy that I had to loan this much money for so I could make
Or
my
like
house
something you
payment.
did 20 years ago.
Exactly. Like go to school.
Because like you can ask professors, you can ask teachers. They all know at least one person
Who's still paying off their
that's
college
still
debts.
paying their college debt from
Mhm.
like 30 plus years ago, whatever it may be.
Right. Well, it's all that also brings up like you don't need to go to freaking Harvard if you
Yeah, you
don't have the
don't.
money. Like you
Yeah,
could go to any other school, get the same freaking degree. Like maybe if you're trying to do like politics or something, it might matter a little more, but
Here's my thing: if you want to be a lawyer or a doctor, you kind of have to go to school.
A good
Other than
school,
that,
yeah.
you don't.
you don't
Because
if you're gonna
I'll see all these people like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a business major. Or I'm going to school for business. Like,
Mhm.
there's nothing wrong with that.
or let me get my art history degree from UT.
Yeah.
Like
No, I use business specifically, just because the way it's structured. Because
Okay.
they believe that once you get a business degree, whatever it may be, like
Mhm.
you can automatically become a CEO or whatever.
Anywhere.
Yeah, but you don't know shit when you're 24.
Right.
Like
There's
you're
a lot
gonna
for you to learn.
start at the bottom either way, and
No matter what degree you have, you still have to
you're
work
gonna
up.
start at the, especially when it comes to business, because
Mhm.
business is one of those that you you don't even need money. You just need an idea to start a business. Cause
Right.
like money, you can get a loan, obviously, and like
Mhm.
there's ways. You have a fucking internet.
Right.
Like that's also another thing that I am about schools, that we're living in the information era.
Mm-hmm.
So like every piece of information that's
Is available to you on the
like
computer.
in your pocket,
Mhm.
literally. So there isn't a need anymore to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars at schools.
When
When
you have
I
it
can
right in
go,
front of
I
you.
can go to Harvard and look up Harvard online courses that are free or that are like a few $100.
Mm-hmm.
I could go on my phone and do that. So there isn't a point of going to Harvard when they have Harvard online courses that I can take.
Right. Speaking of, I feel really bad for all of these people who are trying to go to school right now and are about to be paying, normal tuition in full, and being forced to do online school.
When you could have already done that before.
Yes, you could have already done that
But,
before,
like-
but also these colleges make you pay in full even though you're not getting the full experience,
Mm.
Like that's crap.
Yeah, it really is. It's gonna be weird, but what I was finishing about the business thing,
Mm-hmm.
everyone that starts a business, no matter who you are, or like obviously you don't know shit about the business. Like
Mhm.
especially me, cause like I'm starting on one, and I'll talk about it off air, but not right now.
Right.
Like I don't know shit,
Right.
and
There's a lot of things you have
everything
to
is
learn.
brand new for me. So like
That was
I'll
I felt the same way about the donut
mhm
shop. It was like, this is a great idea. I have it, like, I know how to make donuts. I know how to do all this, but I don't know the business end of it.
yeah.
Like, I don't know how that works at all. Like,
But the only way you learn that's from
through
experience.
experience.
Like you can't read a book. There's no book.
Like, you can try and ask for
Yeah,
help or read or whatever, but nothing's gonna beat actually doing it.
because right now that I'm in the process and I'm like a few months away before launching,
Okay.
there is no book that can tell that can. There's no book that gives justice into
Mhm.
how difficult it is to start a business. There is no book out there. There's no course you can take.
Right.
It's just simply if you're the person to do it, you're gonna do it one way or another. You're
Right.
gonna
You
find a
gotta
way.
take the risk.
Yeah, if you're meant to be an entrepreneur,
It'll
you're gonna
happen.
figure it out one
Mhm.
way or another. If you're not meant to be, then you're gonna be an employee. I mean, that's simple as it is. Like there's
Right.
there's a lot of people that they know that they can't run a business. They're not good leaders. So
They're
they're
not cut out
rather
for it.
or they're rather just be given a task and work on that
Right.
task. Like there's sorts of people, and then like there's nothing wrong with that because we need those as well.
Mhm.
And it's just about knowing yourself. And there's these people like, oh yeah, I want to get a degree in business because I want to one day start my own business. But that's where you're wrong because not on you can't start the business anymore because now you have debt.
Dead. Yeah.
This is like no way of doing that. So you just have to basically be you're a slave. You're a slave to your debt.
Mhm.
That's
Like,
what you
you're
do.
gonna try and get a loan for your business, and then you have even more debt, and then you're not gonna make any money from your business because you're paying off your freaking debt.
Yeah. So you're enslaved to it, basically. And it just starts out from structure. It starts out from the very beginning. Like
Mhm.
in 8th grade, they're already pushing college.
Well,
Like you had to go to college or else. You remember those posters they had in the classroom
yep.
where it's like
That's like the
high school
college and
diploma,
the
you'll make this amount,
mhm.
and then like some college
4-year
this
college
amount.
degree, you make this much. I know exactly what you're talking about. It was
Yeah,
purple and red.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But they they put that in you. They programmed you at such a young age
They try and make you think that you have to go to college.
that you have to go to college or else you're screwed.
You don't have to go to college.
You really don't.
You really don't. Like, I mean, maybe if you want to be a doctor or anything, like something like that, yeah, you got to go to college. But if you want, like, if you want to be a businessman, you don't have to go to college. If you want, be an electrician, you want to be a car mechanic, you want to be literally anything else that doesn't involve a college degree, like, there's plenty of jobs. There's plenty of ways you can save your
Yeah,
money.
cause you're gonna start off from the bottom anyways. You might as
Exactly.
well, like, find an internship or just
Well,
find like a
Consider
shitty.
this: you just graduated with your business degree from UT or Texas Tech or wherever, and it's going to cost you, X amount of $1,000, right? What happens when you take your loan out to start your business or whatever, and then it just fails, tanks? Then you have the loan you have to pay back, and you have your student debt that you have to pay back. Just to tie that together, that's gonna take forever. You're screwed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like definitely trade school's a way to go to like online courses. Cause like I was doing my real estate one, and it was
Mhm.
like it was cheap, and I learned so much from it.
Right.
And like I know it's especially with real estate, it's information you need to have. And then I was gonna get you about that, like, cause you're going into the Air Force.
Air Force.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what you said. Yeah,
Yeah, I want to go to the academy, so
you get that VA loan.
I think so.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You like there's the only requirements like if I remember at the top of my head correctly, it's 180 days of peacetime service or whatever it was.
Well, and my thing is I want to be a pilot, so
Damn.
that's why I want to go to the academy so bad. In order to be a pilot, you do have to have a 4-year college degree. They prefer it to be something in like mathematics or engineering.
Like an
stuff.
airline pilot, that's what you want to do?
No, I want to be like a fighter pilot,
Oh.
like for the Air Force.
But like further down along the line.
Yeah. So what happens is you go to the academy, and this is free college.
Yeah.
United States pays for it. You go first 2 years, and then your third year, if you want to be a pilot, you have to do another course. You have to do this thing where you jump out of an airplane a couple of times, and you start to learn how to fly a plane. And then your senior year, if you graduate and you're given the pilot job, you'll move from there to whichever school it is that you're going to learn to fly whichever plane. So if you're going to learn like a fighter plane, you'll go to this school at this base. If you're going to learn how to fly a cargo plane, you're going to go to this place. It's just depends on what you're going to do. So if I went, I could be a fighter pilot in 2030. No, not 2030. That's 2026. Sorry. 2027, around there.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, that's really what I want to do. Once you've gotten like your wings though, like that they've certified that you are a pilot, you can fly for the U.S. Air Force. You're stuck in there for 10 years because it's very expensive to train pilots. So they want to get their money out of you, you know.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Like that's logical for them. It is hard to train pilots, and there's not tons and tons of people that are willing to do that. So whenever they get you, they want to keep you for as long as possible.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a crazy job.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think I want to do it so bad because I love Formula One. I love going fast.
Yeah.
And
that's like the ultimate.
Yeah, it is like the ultimate, and it's brave. Like it gives me like something more than just myself to like live for. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a noble job.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's dope though. I flew a plane once.
For real?
Yeah.
That's
cool. It was a little Cessna.
Nice.
But it was dope.
Like a 172?
It was
single engine.
Skyhawk. Yeah, it was single engine. Or no, it wasn't Skyhawk. I don't remember the name.
I wanna fly a plane someday before I go.
Go to the Addison Airport.
For real?
Yeah. There's I'm trying to remember the name, but there's a few programs.
Flight schools.
Yeah, or like even there's schools that'll give you like a little intro. You just have to pay like $200.
And they'll teach you the basics and then sit down with you in the plane. And
yeah, and then like you'll fly for around an hour. And,
nice.
like just like see the city. Super dope.
Nice. I kind of want to do that now.
And if you have like your log, like they'll count it as an hour.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's cool. It's a few $100. It's a different experience. It's very different from like anything else.
Like actually controlling a plane.
Yeah, it's very different because I mean it's in the air. So like usually when you're on like a ground
airplane,
it's an airplane. Well, yeah, because like when you're in a ground vehicle, like you somewhat have wind movement, but not really because it's on the ground the whole time. But like it's super easy. Yeah, because it's super easy to move the plane because now you have air like under you.
And it has to be light enough to be able to pick itself up. So a big gust of wind, you're gonna definitely feel it.
Yeah, especially with the little ones. So like even whenever, like here's like a misconception about turbulences. They can't really knock down the plane.
Okay.
They just feel like shit. Just because there's air that gets stuck under the wings.
Okay.
And like inside the engines, and that would cause like the bump, and it'll feel really bad. But it's like airplanes are designed for one thing, and it's to fly.
Yeah.
So like even if the engine were to shut down, it's still gonna glide. It's just gonna go down very slowly. But it'll still glide for a while. And then that's even something I learned from the
course.
Yeah, from the course. He just like shut off the engine in like midair.
He's like, all right, so we're just gonna keep moving after we do this.
Yeah, like it shut down and like we're gliding for like a few seconds. But I mean, obviously there's a whole formula and not a lot of math to like figure out.
Right, how far you'll go,
like
how long you can stay like that.
Yeah. And that's kind of what they figure out in terms of like if anything were to happen, like they have to figure that out. Like what's the airport they can get to before they
crash.
Yeah, basically.
That's neat.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun, man. You should definitely go check them out over there.
Okay.
They're dope.
So, my plan is, like we were talking about before, was to become the fighter pilot. And then after, hopefully become an airline pilot, because they don't fly every day. You know, you fly like a couple days a week, and then you get to chill at home. So that way, I could also run the donut shop.
That's true. Yeah. Or go on.
And so, I'd have income from the military. I'd have income from whatever airline, and I'd have income from the donut shop, as long as I'm making money.
That's true.
Yeah, and you can get a grant from the government or other like organizations if you're a veteran and you want to start a small business. So that's the donut
Oh
shop
yeah,
right
there's a lot. Yeah, and I was gonna tell you about that VA one as well for real estate.
Mhm.
It guarantees your down payment.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You get a nice house. Dang, I'm gonna be set.
I mean, shit. It's just
Ladies, call me.
here's the one weird thing about the military in terms of people that actually go out into combat.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I mean, first of all, it's a misconception in that because they like you hear military, like you think
You
of combat.
associate it immediately, yeah.
Yeah,
But
like
there's
of
tons
course,
of jobs that
yeah,
aren't even
yeah,
close to it.
Exactly, but it's just a lack of information because
Mhm.
like usually the military is like the last place you can think of like where you have like no other way to go or like you're just stuck in life completely and that's
Right.
like the last place. That's kind of where you figure out. And I guess kind of like the point where I'm trying to get to is that they should be a little bit better and to like communicate in terms of like the benefits and like stuff you can get out of it.
And like what the
Or-
military really
Yeah,
does,
exactly.
and it's not all about just fighting and stuff. I feel like a lot of people hate on the military because of
Mhm.
that, or they think it's unnecessary because we're all over the place. We shouldn't be like the world police or whatever. But the thing is, these are countries that we're allies with that might not have the same resources as us. That's
Mhm.
why we're there helping them. Like, there's reasons for these things. We can't, if we pull the military out of there, then that country that we were friends with initially, we're not friends with anymore. And the country that is friends with them, you know, say, well, why'd you do that? And then they don't like us. You
Yeah.
know?
And it creates like a whole thing. But
Yeah.
I was kind of gonna get to in terms of like the homeless problem you see around.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are veterans.
Which is ridiculous. I mean, they should be getting a lot better. They should definitely not be homeless. I mean, they did serve for our country.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, most of it really is just either addiction, PTSD, or like stuff like that.
They're messed up.
Yeah, they're just mentally. I mean, most of them are mentally messed up because.
I just wish they had like the resources.
Yeah, there's definitely It's really the way of communicating those resources
Mhm.
to them because really
how
the
are they
way.
supposed to find out
Yeah,
about it
yeah, yeah,
without?
yeah. Because the way I see it in terms of like the homeless and like that sort of stuff, because I come from immigrant parents.
Mhm.
Like both my parents came here from Mexico with nothing but like 2 changes of clothing and like whatever money they had in their pocket. That's it. And like I'm living a good life. Like I'm not perfect, but I've never gone hungry.
But
Like
also, speaking of you're not perfect, who's perfect?
yeah, exactly. No, but I'm saying in terms of that, like they made it
Right.
basically.
Exactly, and that's good. Like, and that's hard too.
It was
Like,
very
Mhm.
like they didn't speak one word of English.
wow.
And there's like pretty much every like immigrant person you meet are like
Mhm.
first generation Americans. Most of them will
Hardworking.
say that, yeah. Like they'll say their parents didn't speak one word of English or it was super limited.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see you do notice how most of homeless people are white.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of white males.
White
mean,
males.
There's, of course, there's homeless people of all.
Oh yeah,
genders
there's
and
yeah,
colors
there's
and
all
whatever,
sorts of
but
people.
whenever I'm biking around White Rock or I'm going up the creek trail, I do see a lot of homeless people, and I do notice mainly white males.
Yeah. That's I don't know, it's interesting.
It is interesting, yeah. It's also sad. It is very sad. It's like you want to help them too, except it's hard to predict situations like that. Like, it's hard to be compassionate and want to help these people, except you don't know where they've came from. You don't know how they'll react. I mean, that guy who's sitting under the bridge, he might really appreciate the granola bar that I'm giving him, or he's going to try to take my bike.
Yeah.
Like, that makes me sad.
And then you also get like the con artists. Like there's been stories of like people that'll sit under the bridge all day, like over there by where the movie theater is.
Fine. They're what's
yeah,
it called?
and then like on the weekends I'll see them getting on the tour bus to go to the casino.
What? Hold on. There's a word for it. It's not scalping, because that's what you do with tickets. It's I know what you're talking about though. They'll just like dirty themselves up. They'll put on ratty clothes, say I need money. People hand them money, but really they're fine.
They'll go gamble.
They'll use the money that they get, but even though they have like an iPhone and decent clothes and that, or they're gonna ride their bike that they have right next to them over to their car that's a mile away.
I've seen people like that, and that's also another thing that happens, that they ruin it for
other people.
Other people actually need it. So that's why, like, it sounds as fucked up as it sounds. I don't really give anything to them, just because like you said, I don't know how they'll react.
It's hard to tell. Yeah, like it doesn't help when I see that one person who's standing on top of the exit ramp for the highway that's on their phone. Or I see them trying to cover that up. It's like, dude, come on. Like, you're trying to play something you're not. There's people that actually are suffering and need it, and you're not helping.
Like there's this one guy that ever since I started working at the different store, like,
okay,
he stands every day in like that same corner, but he's always wearing different clothes.
So, it's called panhandling.
Panhandling or panhandling?
Hold on. I'm pretty sure it's called panhandling. Well, that's what it is. Like, hold on. Unlawful forms of public begging. But a lot of people, like, I'd use that term to describe somebody who's doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Somebody who is like genuinely in need of money is a little different. I wouldn't call them panhandlers, but it's like an informal term for it. According to Wikipedia just now. You're welcome.
Wikipedia. I don't know, it's a weird topic, because like there are actual ways, and there's also alternative ways, like in terms of like
helping these people.
Yeah. Because that's kind of like another thing why I'm big into, like, not necessarily, when I mean drugs, I'm just saying like medical supplements. Because there's all sorts of alternatives. Because like that's why there's a giant opioid addiction going on in the U.S. and there's a huge problem with it. But that's the first thing they prescribe you.
Opioids.
Yeah, or some sort of opioid, some sort of med that's gonna get you. That's gonna get you hooked. So next thing you know, you don't have that anymore, or it gets way too expensive. You can't afford it. That's when you go crazy.
Because you want more. But then you don't have the money for it, and you lost all your money for food and clothes and stuff because you're spending on drugs.
Yeah, or like.
And then you can't even get your drugs.
Yeah, or like even. No, I'm just saying like prescription ones.
No,
like
I know.
not even.
I'm talking.
Yeah.
I'm
okay.
your drift.
Okay, no, just making sure. But it's why I'm really big into that, and it's definitely like something that should change in terms of what the big pharma can offer. But I mean that's the way they make money. Like there's
right. They feed off of people who need their
medicine.
They
feed off of the addiction, but then they claim they start this
they're helping
drug war going on, whatever, just as an excuse to like get funded even more. But it's fucked.
I guess since we're a little political, this is something I'd like to talk about. What do you think of the Second Amendment?
Oh yeah, we talk about. Yeah, it's also another thing.
You talk about Second Amendment?
Yeah, we talk about guns. I've had a few episodes with guns.
I am pro-gun. Ask me anything.
Yeah, I'm the same way, but I'll usually try to get like I'm pro gun,
Mm-hmm.
but there should be stricter gun laws.
Like what?
In terms of it should be more difficult in to buy a gun, but in terms of like you should get actual training or like have like psychological
I get what you're saying.
because whenever like even like I remember my very and this is something like I live off by like I live off of like the very first time I held a gun, like it was just the amount of power I had, and like I can literally choose like point at you and like choose if you live or die.
Like you have that power. I get
Yeah,
what you're saying.
it's it's an unbelievable amount of power that you have when
Mm-hmm.
you're holding a weapon.
So, I think what you're saying is you need to prove that you're going to be responsible.
Yeah,
You need to be responsible
yeah,
in
yeah.
order to gun. Yeah, I agree. I think that is important. It is important for gun owners to learn how to be responsible because, I'll see pictures on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. People are posing with their guns and stuff.
Mm.
I just think of how incredibly stupid they are.
Yeah.
One, to be doing that. Two, they have like their finger over the trigger or something stupid. Like, dude, that could be loaded.
Accidents happen,
Like, yeah, exactly. Accidents happen. Like, that's not smart. That's a weapon that can kill you. That's very serious. I kind of agree with you on that stance on gun laws. Like it should be more difficult, like a little bit more rigorous to like get a gun. Like yeah, people make the argument like it already is hard to get a gun. Like you have to go through the background check and stuff like that. But
It doesn't really do much.
I mean, that's just the thing. Like you could be
Yeah.
some crazy dude with a clean record, but still go buy a gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I think is bad. I don't. I agree with you there, but I also think that there should be less rules on like gun production. You know, like obviously, I don't think you should be able to go and like buy a fully automatic gun. I mean, you can't. You can if it's like I think it's produced before 1984. You're able to, but you have to do like very extensive paperwork
Yeah.
through the ATF
Yeah.
and stuff. But I think like the California rule where it's like you can't have more than 10 rounds in a magazine is stupid. I think like the
California's a problem of its own.
California's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's the short barrel rifle rule where it's like you can't have a stock if the barrel's shorter than a certain amount. I think that's stupid. There's a law with like pistol grips and shotguns. I think it can't have a pistol grip and a certain type of stock or something, which is stupid. It's like all these things that they try that, whatever political party, I'm going to say Democrats because they're the most, anti-gun. They're the ones that are trying to pass these gun laws. They impose these rules so gun manufacturing companies have to change what they're doing to fit these laws. And that's their form of gun control. That's as much as that the Republicans will allow them to do. So I think they're stupid rules. I think it's dumb that for whatever idiotic reason I can't have a pistol grip on my shotgun that's a little different than that one, even though they can do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But that's where I am. I do think it should be a little more difficult for.
Yeah, cause like I don't like if you tell me like yo you gotta take this course or you have to take another exam whatever, like I don't mind paying a few $100. Like I
Exactly.
want to
Like-
learn. I
like
want to learn
how to use it safe and
Yeah.
how to be responsible with it. Like that's the other thing too. You could know not a lick about guns. You can walk into a pawn shop. They will do the background check on you. They'll make sure you are able to own a gun and they will say here
Yeah.
if you are eligible. You could, next thing you know, just shove it in your back pocket or your jean pocket, whatever, wherever, walk out with it and say, I'm a gun owner.
Yeah. That's what I'm against.
I agree. Let's see. What else?
Except like that is the one bad thing like in like the argument, because you'll hear someone mention like stricter gun laws, and like half of the people are gonna go crazy because they're gonna say it's a right or blah blah blah. But it's like, all right, hold up, we're
Let
not.
me be more specific.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
but they
That's
won't listen after the part where they hear
stricter. Yeah.
That's where they stop listening. Because
mine, you gotta word it the right way.
yeah,
Like you gotta imply that it should be not necessarily more difficult to get a gun, but you should be more responsible in order to own a gun. That, I think you could word it that way. And then you also should add a little more, like my thing where it's gun companies shouldn't be restricted so much. Like they should be allowed to produce what they want. I mean, maybe not like, like I was saying, automatic weapons and all those other things. But they shouldn't be limited to these stupid rules that people are imposing on them.
Like the 10 rounds in the magazine.
Yes, like the 10 rounds. Or this is another funny one. The assault rifle argument, how all these things are assault rifles, even though they're not. It's a semi-automatic rifle.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It will do the exact same thing as this 22 that you use for deer. Like, so yeah.
It's just lack of education, and like the lack of.
And people will refuse to believe. They want to believe what they want. So you can try and convince them, but it's very rare where you'll find somebody who listens.
Yeah, and like it really goes in both ways as well. That's the bad part about it.
Right.
Like it isn't just a certain group; it's everyone.
Like Republicans, Democrats, they're gonna find some way to argue with it,
and they're not gonna open up.
Right. It has to be their way. I am not a huge fan of our politicians.
Yeah.
I love the United States. It's just
the way the politics works out.
Yep.
It's because the weird thing about it is that they're all lawyers. They all come from a law background, which means they know how to set up the law in favor of them and themselves.
They know how to get what they want by setting the law.
Yeah, and like there's
and then
really
they get paid
no way.
ridiculous amounts of money by the government that the taxpayers are giving them.
Yep. But that's, I don't know. It's weird. We live in a weird time. Like we can
live
go.
in a society.
We live in a society. But hey, man, it was good having you on here. I don't know if there's any last thing you want to say about your donut shop, cycling.
If you're listening to this and you don't own a bike or you don't know how to ride a bike, you should change that. Because you can buy a bike for like $100. So
it's very true.
It's
great.
When I open my donut shop, come eat at my donut shop. And we didn't really talk about fountain pens, but I love fountain pens. That's it.
All right. Well, that was Track Lab, everyone.
Bye-bye.